Swami Ramanujacharya, again would like to introduce a couple to the audience here. Many of you would know them, but again would like to, on behalf of VIRAT Trust, would like to introduce and call those couple as well, because tomorrow those people have some other important occasion, and this evening they have come here. So again wanted to introduce them because they both are doing excellent Sanatana Kaingaryam in the Midlands and actually across UK. But in Midlands especially, these two, Swami and Tayar, they have been doing Carnatic-based Kaingaryam. They have been supporting Radha Kalyanam. They are actually creating a new generation of Bhajan Sampradaya here in Midlands and UK. So would like to introduce Santaram Swami and Preeta Tayar to come here and share with us.
Very glad to be here on the occasion of the 1008th Jayanti of Saint Ramanuja, and it's been, I think I can see the amount of effort that has gone in bringing this event together. So many children getting together, and the fact that you're teaching the whole new tradition to them, despite being in a foreign country, I think it's really commendable. So, can we have a big applause for all the people for even bringing such an event together in a foreign country like this. So it needs a lot of effort to do this. Please come and support them every year and throughout the year as well as they plan towards the event. It's very important that all of us get together in holding the fort of Sanatana Dharma. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you. Ram Ram.
Thank you so much, Santaram sir and Preeta Tayar. Again, we'll just call the team. Okay. Srimate Ramanujacharya Namaha. Again, can I call the core team members of VIRAT Trust? Because many of you wouldn't know, or you may know, but still again would like to invite the core members of the trust, please. Sriram Baldarajan Swami, Krishnan Tirumalai, Narsimhan Swami, Sriram Rangaswami, Sauri Mama, Rupa Tayar, Kumadavali Tayar and Paragalan Swami are very busy in the Tadyaradhana Kudam. Narsimhan Swami. Swarup Swami. Prasanna Tayar. Understand. So, Ashwin. Adiyan Ramanudasan. Srimate Ramanujacharya Namaha. How many of you know the motto and the reason and the vision behind of VIRAT? Q&A starts now. Q&A starts now. If you want to ask any questions, please use Slido. I can hear the Egmore railway station ping going on. I don't know which train is going where, but the VIRAT train is definitely going to the correct direction. So if you can move on the slides, please. Ashwin Swami, thank you very much. So there is the URL for the Slido. If you want to use your Slido to log in and answer or ask questions in an anonymous mode or in an actual mode, feel free to do so. So the vision. So first, before I go into that, I didn't want to give my obeisance to my parents. As early as 2008, my mother every mother wants their children to stay with them, but my mother asked me to stay here. She took a promise from me saying that please don't go back to India, stay here and serve the Sri Vaishnavas here. To the fact that after she passed away 2017, Adian got a CTO role in PayPal, but my father said that doesn't matter, PayPal or whichever company, I want to cross your mother's words, right? And after that, long story short, Virat is happening. We had a little bit of setback in 2018 after COVID 2020, but 2 years back, Chinnajaya Swami came, and some of us here, we presented some, here Muthu Swami is there, Thirumalayana who couldn't join us. We all went and presented the request to Chinnajaya Swami that there is a particular situation in the UK. Not many people are aware of that situation because that situation might happen sometime in the future. So they are not, worried about that situation. That is the main reason. So Chinnajaya Swami also blessed and he gave his anugya to start this Kinkariya. And Adian was told that he went to US and he requested there as well to people, Sri Vaishnavas in UK, US as well to start thinking about those things. And so that is the biggest goal behind Virat. We will come to that in a second. But I didn't want to first pray and fall at the feet of my Jnanacharyan, Muthu Sragopathy Srinivasa Swami, who lives directly behind Swami Ramanujacharya's temple in Srirangam, in Kira Uttaravidhi. The Swami, Adian was like a dust, and this Swami has taken Adian. He is given some Karanyam, and because that also is something that he seeded on me. Some of us were in Sri Bhashyam class. Today, the kids, they were saying, going to a Sri Bhashyam class is not important. Don't be proud about it. Be proud to be a Sriman Narayana's servitor. So, Nitya Kinkaro Bhava is about how to be, how all of us can be a servitor. So that's the starting point of this whole session. Next slide, please. So, VIRAT stands for Visishta Dvaita Ramanuja Adiyargal Trust. Celebrating life through Visishta Dvaitam is the main core message here. Sanatana Dharma has many branches. My mother used to say, not all 5 fingers are same. Some fingers, they do certain things. And a lot of us in the Sanatana Dharma community, we follow the Visishta Dvaita philosophy that Ramanuja expounded again. And he made it very clear when there was a lot of Kudrushti discussions going on 1,000 years back. So, on that note, this is the team. Adian is Balaji Embil Ramanujasan. Our finance is supported by Swarup Swami. So, Swarup Swami is taking care of our financial control. He is our financial controller. On behalf of Sridevi Tayar, he is running the Kankariyam. And then we have events and community. Krishnan Swami and Rupa Mangar are leading the, I would like them to come into the front. Tadya Radhanai, they are very busy in Madapalli. Kumadavali Tayar and Anusha Tayar, they both are supporting and serving the Tadya Radhana Kankariyam. Adian would like to invite Prasanna Mangar and Madhusudanan Swami who are leading the Siksha. And Balaji Bhukutan Swami is also here. Vara Swami. Right. The most difficult, challenging job our Sriram Varadarajan Swami has taken up with respect to sponsorship, because asking something is not easy, and Swami does it because it is Deva Kangariyam and Acharya Kangariyam. Swami does that with Pratibhakti, and then the most important thing also, how do we follow the Embirmana Darshanam? And both again Sriram Varadarajan Swami and Narsiman Swami are shaping that agenda. The reason why some of that is underlined because these are existing, these are the trustees who have kind of come together. The people with names underlined, they are the trustees who have come together to kind of shape this Virat Trust. And next slide, please. Again, wanted to kind of spend 30 seconds on the donors. Again, we'll send this again. We sent the annual report sometime back in Shiv Vishnu's UK group. Like that, we want to keep transparency as the first principle and send everything. But the interesting bit is, look at the names, and some names you can see twice, thrice. People are not happy, they give, and then they give again, and then that is not also enough, they give again, right? So that kind of Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam that we have here amongst us. And so this is the list of donors for 2025 Ramanujanabhavam. And so there is like they are like either you can say for Tadyaradhanai or Thiruvaradhanam or venue or garlands. A lot of people have given that. Some of them again might have missed part of my administrative, what do you call, probably oversight. I might have missed somebody, but we will reconcile, and when we put the annual report, we will definitely make sure everybody's names are included. Next slide, please. Then there was a separate team. There is a separate team for groceries for Tadyaradhanai. Some people are giving dravyam as well, and so you can see again, right from coffee cups to rice flour or roast milk, through to many things. A lot of people are again doing that kind of kainkariam as well, dravya kainkariam as well. So that is the love and affection that is going on within this community. Next slide, please. Most importantly, the Sri Vital Foods, they are the team behind the Tadyaradhanai. Last year also, that team actually, they are preparing Sattvic food. There were some questions about this Sattvic food to Adiyan. Definitely keen to discuss this separately offline. But this team is doing the Sattvic Kainkariam. They have got a particular principle given to them by their acharyas. Tirukovilur Swami has given certain guidance to them, and they are steadfastly following that. So that team is doing wonderful Kainkariam. So please do also support them if you want to invite them for your family events and etc. So just a little. Now, they're like, I'm going to probably take one more slide and then give it to my team. But if we can just let the Tadyaradhana team to probably reduce their decibels, that will be helpful. And I'm looking to Madhusudanan Swami here, Sanjay, Saurabh, that kind of team there. Virat Junior members are sitting there, right? And we would like to make sure they are not doing their scrolling. Probably be here, listening mode, yeah? So we all know Rig Veda is the oldest known text in the humanity. Everybody accepts it across dharmas. There is no doubt about it. Everybody accepts that Rig Veda is the oldest known text. Okay. In this text, you kind of see many things. When the West sort of found the earth as a sphere, already we have something called Bhugola Sastra. Bhu means earth, Gola means sphere. I want to kind of just hook this question to the youngsters. So you can see that in Varaha Avataram as well. Many temples, they show that Gola. The study of geology, Bhugola, the word itself says Gola means it's sphere, right? And then the Surya Siddhanta is actually establishing how the whole planetary system works. So how is this possible? I would like you to just think about these things, right? It is one of the oldest known to human, but we know it as Apaurusha, not man-made. The other point that I want to highlight humbly is this Taittiriya Samhita starts with the fact that the teacher or the guru, like what we saw with some guru, our gurus here, Madhusudanan Swami, Prasanna and others, they are all learning together. That's what it says, Sakhana Bhavatu. Let us all learn together. Look at this wonderful philosophy. You cannot see anywhere in the world, right? Let us all learn together. The guru says, humbly, let us all learn together. He is not saying, I am a guru, I will teach you. Right? The very first starting invocation sloka itself, let us learn together. That's the kind of sampradaya we are coming from. Right? That is something that I would like you to go check with the Gupta ji. Not many people might not know who is Gupta ji. We fondly call ChatGPT as Gupta ji. So go ask Gupta ji some details about Taittiriya slokas. Then the other bit is equally in parallel in timeline, Dravida Veda is also Apaurusha. Like how many rishis saw and they gave Vedas, our Alvars, it's their Virat circle. That's what some of our Goshti members would fondly say. It's their thing that they actually feel and then they are presented as. And where I didn't want to just kind of again from my Acharyans, Jnanacharyans through the Sambandham, he says any philosophy has to have a ritual. That ritual has to connect with the ethics. All the three things, if they don't reconcile, then that's not a darshanam or a sampradaya. That's not a darshanam. So all the three things from our sampradaya, any new topic that you kind of, let's say you come up with a new idea, let's say our Kodai or Shibani kind of finds a new idea. They think it's a new idea, but they have to get the Veda Pramanam. They have to also take Arunicayal, and they have to take also Puranas and the rituals like Pancharatra Agama. They have to connect all those things. Then only that idea is as accepted as something that is acceptable to our Dharma. So our Dharma is logical as well. So this is the interesting bit. Many of us actually don't, or I do not know whether people understand this, because logically, how can you prove God is work that our Swami Ramanuja has done through Srivashya. So Adiyan would like to just remind all of us that we are in one of the unique sampradayas, which not only follows logic, which also follows compassion, which also passionately shows the Charanagati Marga for Moksha Dharma. Last this whole show we saw Kura Tandal, Ponnachiyar, Kungil Paratiyar, Atturai. So I would like to, now I would like, we should not have pride, but now this point I would like to have pride. How many sampradayas actually give equal status to women? And women folk are actually, they have been very influential in your sampradaya. And this is the Sri Sampradaya also, that is how some people call us, Sri Sampradaya. So this is a very important aspect, especially in the modern world out of India. We should expound this and share it to our friends and family, saying how this Sampradaya is giving, it's not giving, it is recognizing the, what do you call, the power of Sri. And there are many, many examples of Tayars who actually have taken this Sampradaya to heights. Last but most important to this VIRAT team and all of us, right? Sometimes people would like to call Swami Ramanuja's act as equality. Adiyan always sees that as equity, because there is a difference between equality and equity. And you can, even today, you can see these 52 Kottus in Melkote. If you go to Melkote, you see these 52 teams who actually do certain Kaingariya. And one of that Kottus has actually come from our Anbil family. They are still there. They are in charge of finance related things in Melkote. Like that, if you take Srirangam, later on Swami set up 10 Kottus in Srirangam as well for Perumal Kaingariyam, like that. And you can see 10 Ekankis, then 14 Sri Vishnu Tirmaligais, 74 Simhasanadhipatis. Our Swami Sri Vishnu Sri Swami, who is in Srirangam, he is 90 plus. The Swami has done many, many books in all languages, right? Mostly in Tamil, Sanskrit, English, like that I'm meaning. So this Swami has written a book about Sri Ramanuja, management genius, right? When you get a chance, please read that book, because he shows how Ramanuja is such a fantastic manager as well, right? And so this can be witnessed in this Utsavam as well. There are so many teams. If you go look at the VIRAT group, the community, there are so many teams. People themselves, they are voluntarily joining, and then they are doing the Kainkaryams. So this is great to kind of see that Swami Ramanuja's principles is already taken, and we are, doing it here in the UK as well. So with that, Adiyan would like to invite the team. Just one more slide, I think. Just conscious of time, I want to just put three things. We are in a foreign country. There are so many challenges we've got. Adiyan will send these slides later, but the conscious of time, Adiyan want to kind of just like quickly finish this. Everybody here We go through three phases of life, roughly. Baby to an young adult, there are certain challenges. Young adult to a middle age, there are certain challenges. Middle age to old age, there are the wisdom comes. But it is too late at that time. Our body might not cooperate, our mind might not cooperate. But it is only through His grace all that comes, right? In a foreign country where the first two phases are more important, because it is very, very important not to get distracted by what is going on in the UK and the Europe. So our foundations are very important. Through our foundations, we don't do Mayavada or Sunyavada, we do celebrate life. Only when you celebrate life, you get more, right? So Adian wanted to we were discussing in the Virat core team to say, how do we shape this discussion? So this is how the discussion shaped. It is not something that Adian is kind of saying. It is the Virat trust members unanimously kind of came up with these themes. And the other beauty I don't want to mention, but I would want to mention is all of us here are from both Sampradayam and would like to jointly kind of build that kind of community ethos where how do we support each other in those three phases of life. This is very important. All of your children are here, right? Some of us are getting old. How do we continue this Sampradayam? That is the biggest question. So what you would see from here on is how the team is planning to support these things. One more slide. There are some founding principles that you would see. These founding principles service as a lifestyle. Have a harmonized theological and ritual aspects. A lot of youngsters here, they want to understand the meaning behind the rituals. I'm looking for one of my young adult friend here. He's not, I don't know, maybe I'm not seeing him. He is very shrewd, always asks me a lot of questions about rituals. So like that, how do you understand the harmony? How do you encourage the spiritual growth while we do societal contributions? How do we propagate our scriptures in Tamil and Sanskrit? And then most importantly, how do we collaborate across communities? So these are the 5 principles based on which the trust has been started. These are the 3 missions. One of our Vidwans, N.S. Raghavan Swami, is not able to be here. He's gone on a business trip. We all went and met Swami and we kind of requested his Ananya as well. Swami was slightly concerned about Embramanar's, because we have, we have taken Embramanar Anungyai and sought him to come and bless in UK and do a Digvijaya across UK. So like that, everybody is interested to know how can we spread the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. So across these 5 principles, the 3 missions, I would like to start with how we can do community seva and want to give it to Krishnan and Rupa Tayar.
Adian Ramanujacharya, thanks for coming here first, for helping us and joining in the Kankariya. Adian, thank you for the Swami for us in that. So in community development and event management, we have as such the Rupa Tayar will be leading completely on the community engagement, but she will be mostly as a reception, helping and promoting VIRAT trust to all over UK, perhaps to Europe as well. So we have various categories in it for which Rupa Tayar will be discussing. So at the moment, I'm going to jump into the event management section, which is on the other side, which is the Kaingariam during Virat Utsavam. Like here, a lot of people, we call the events as a Utsavam because we are celebrating as Utsavam. And therefore, we want a lot of volunteers to support us. And there are a lot of volunteers who come and join us. And it's like volunteers supporting us, and rather than saying that in our Sampradaya, we say the Kaingariam. So we do the Kaingariam to Perumal, to Embramanar, not to everyone, and to Bhagavadas who comes to do this Kaingariam. So that's how we see it. So that's a Kaingariam we take on. And we also have young volunteers training. We have a lot of youngsters who come here and do this. For example, the whole mic and everything set up by an youngster here, Srivatsap, which is Narasimhan Swami's son, and he is getting trained as well. So we encourage all the youngsters to come forward. And there are another young person who is sitting, Vignesh, who asks a lot of questions, and he also learning from that. So he was also helping. Like that, we can name a lot of people. I'm sorry that I can't name everyone here, but of course I've named few. And we want to encourage the young volunteers to join us. And then the next thing is we want to encourage or engage with community engagement team and see that what every Bhagavatas want us to give in Utsavam, and how we needs to provide them. So that is the engagement with them, and help other streams. We have various other streams here. So for example, Siksha, education, and we call it the concept. And we have the core team and the finance team. We engage with everyone. So we just in the middle and engaging with everyone and do the orchestration around them. And then the most important thing is the Swami Ramanuja UK Dikvijayam, which is like, making sure that Ramanuja is visiting your home and it's been taken care, and all those things have been arranged by we'll be going through it in a moment, or probably in a later announcement we'll come through what it will be, how it will be like. We haven't prepared yet because we'll be preparing mostly on the VIRAT, this function, this event. Therefore, we will be coming to that, but it's there in the pipeline. Next is the lifetime and yearly memberships, and these things will be discussed by finance team and the Balaji and this one. Yes. Thank you.
Adiyan Ramanujadasan. First, I would like to thank everyone for coming and celebrating Ramanuja's birth anniversary with us. Thank you for coming. And as you can see on the slide, from last year feedback we got from you all. We have kind of selected a few of them which we can implement to bring our children in the Sampradaya way. As you can see, the first one is the VIRAT regionally. You might have seen my messages in the SVUK and all these WhatsApp group that we are requesting people to come and join us to bring our Sampradayas to your region, so that one of you will become a lead and you can manage everybody and teach them what we can do. For example, we are celebrating Ekadesi every month. So what you can do, you can ask the people to come and chanting at your home, and then you can talk about Sampradayam. So it will help you in terms of your children to get into know what is a Sampradayam, what we have to do, and all those kind of things. So please join in the WhatsApp group and take responsibility to become one of a regional lead, and we will get you what you need to do and everything. Then some of you requested Virat matrimony. So we have recently started a group, and you can register for your children. And then Virat Junior, which is for 13 to 21 years age group. And what we are planning at the moment is to engage them in the community service. For example, they can take lead and teach the 11+ coaching for the other children, take responsibility for the younger children. And we are planning to invite few of the doctors, career advisors, to give them an advice what they can do. If they have some trouble, they can talk to them directly. This is like a mentoring service. And then we are planning to give career advice as well, and yoga sessions. And then we are planning to have a Virat Siksha section, which is Prasanna Tayar and Madhusudan Swami is going to explain more. As you can see, seeing all the kids were performing very good performances in bhajans and sloka sessions. So they are going to explain how we can join. Please do get in touch with them. And then, as Anna said, Virat Sattvic food. We are planning to have a live sessions and recipes on what are the foods you can eat and how can you cook. And you might have, I think, how can you make these kind of foods, and we'll get all the recipes to you. So these are the plans we have in mind at the moment. If you have any ideas, so this one we want for our children to engage with, or these are the things we want our children to get to know with, please message us, feedback us, and so that we can try to implement and empower children bring the better world. Thank you.
Okay, Swami Ramanujacharya. So as part of the ongoing commitment to nurture spiritual education, VIRAT plans to offer the following classes at the moment. So Vedam classes, Arli Chayal Nalayara Divya Prabandham classes, Stotra Padam, Bhajans, Thiruvaradhanam classes, Sandhyavandanam classes, and some of the classes are already happening, and then other spiritual study sessions, Panchangam basics, Sri Vaishnava Paribhasha. So in this Stotra Padam, Nalayara Divya Prabandham classes are already happening, and we have Madhusudan Mukuli Swami, who is already taking Nalayara Divya Prabandham classes, Balaji Mukundan Swami, who's taking Sandhyavandanam classes. Again is doing the Stotra Padam classes already. So we're planning to, so basically what we're planning to do is we will be rolling a form to everyone, and we want a commitment from probably all the Bhagavatas who wish to learn to let us know how much per week you all can dedicate yourself to the spiritual learning. So that based on that, we'll collate and we'll come up with classes based on this. And we will also probably bring in Ubaya Vedantis from US and India to conduct all these classes. And then we also request dedicated acharyas as a teacher. So it's just not Balaji Mukund Swami or Madhusudan Swami or Adiyan. We want more and more teachers who could come over and teach, be it Bhagavad Gita, be it Vishnu Sahasranamam, or be it any Sampradaya Grantham. It'd be really nice if we have more teachers who can come over and teach us. Teach more Bhagavatas. And then you all know the regular Virat events. We've had 2 events, last year's events and this year event, and you all know how it's been happening. There'll be more regular, so it might not be annual from now on. It might be probably monthly, or we're working on that. So more regular Virat events. It's a morale booster for more parents and the children to participate in such events like how it happened today. And I'm sure you all listen to the bhajans. The 3 bhajans that were sung today was really in chaste Tamil, and children did full dedication towards learning that in the last 1.5 months and tried. So we would request more and more Bhagavatas to make the children join in this so that they can participate in such events. I would request Madhusudan Swami and Balaji Swami to start.
Srimati Ramanujacharya Namaha. Just adding to what Prasanna Taya said already. So there isn't any prerequisite to learn. I mean, when we initially started with when Adiyan started teaching Sri Divya Prabandham in the UK, it started with 3. It's now going with about around 15 to 18. But there aren't only the proper. There are children from people who are not from proper Tamil background. So it doesn't, knowing Tamil or reading Tamil is not even a prerequisite to understand any Divya Prabandham. With the help of a lot of websites like Acharya, Prapati.com, there are pasurams and scripts available in multiple languages. So if people are comfortable learning in English, they could learn in English or whatever the language they prefer. If it's in Telugu, yeah, it's available in Telugu. So it's all we need is only the interest to learn, and once if they have the interest to learn, and the learning will happen on its own. So that's what I think. Most of the points were already covered, and also the key thing of learning is not just learning, allocating that 15-20 minutes of your daily routine and then move on to other tasks, but the learning on all those occasions will lead to the ultimate motive of having whatever the children have learned, to demonstrate that in a Virat event. That's the reason Virat events happening so long. It's more of passing on the baton to the next children to take care of all Goshtis and make them up as a part of Goshti. So whatever they would have learned in the classes, they would be reciting, they'd be offering the Kainkaryam to the Perumal in the Virat events. This is where it's not only a monotonous single way learning, but it's also learning and implementing in their. Once if they start doing once if they start learning, they will start doing it in the home. And once if they start doing that, they will be as part of events. That's where when they attend these kind of events, they will feel themselves as a part of it. I think most of the other points we have already shared. One good thing from last session was, as Prasanna Tayar said, the bhajans. We started with the bhajans, preparing for the Virat event last year. I think after that, it's been a year where children have learned about 15 to 20 bhajans now, and on the top of it, we have been teaching these Ramanuja bhajans. And again, there isn't any prerequisite. Yeah, Asai Udayor Kellam is the only requisite for children to join and learn more and more. I'll pass it on to Balaji Swami for his thoughts.
Hariyan Ramanujacharya, Hariyan Srinivasadasan. Firstly, now until 15-20 minutes back, I wasn't sure that I'm going to have the mic on my hand and share some words. So it was an impromptu, kind of a speech. I'm not really prepared, but I think Madhusudanan Swami and Prasanna Tayar have already covered all the points. I would just like to highlight just one point, that the session is not just for kids, it's also for adults. So, learning, there's no age to learning. So, again, wouldn't call myself as a teacher. No, I'm not qualified for that. Again, Ethamati Ethasakti has been sharing my knowledge with others. That's all. So, with that, I'll pass on the mic to us.
Just to add on, both Madhusudan Swami and Balaji Swami have been very humble, so you will really know and have more keenness to learn if you come tomorrow again and see the Goshti.
Again, Srimati Ramanujaya Namaha. Thanks to Alvin, Balaji, and Bill Swami, Sriram, Vasu, Varadarajan Swami, Krishan Swami, and all. And again, just taking this small opportunity, again, one of the principles of VIRAT to spread here in the UK and Europe, the Emberimanar Darshanam. So Emberimanar Darshanam, as we say, the Darshanam is the vision which has been sent almost 1008 years ago. It was there for ages, but it is with the only Kripa Karunya of Emberimanar Ramanuja. He had given us a guiding beacon of light, and that is Emberimanar Darshanam. And Adiyan would like, along with Sriram Varadarajan Swami, to take small role in the Sampradaya knowledge. So as Emberimanar himself has mentioned, those who are interested, like Asa Yudayor Kellam, we will reach out to them for Emberimanar Darshanam in making in this coming generations here, especially in the UK and Europe, as Balaji Swami initially outlined. How do we do? There are knowledge streams. We are thinking like a thought circle. So knowledge streams, we all know pretty much everyone. Like we have Ubhaya Vedantam. When you say Ubhaya, is always twice, like a twin. So Veda, Vedangams, we all know. Veda, Vedangam, Vedantams, Upanishads, they are all in Sanskrit. And over the time, with Perumal Kripai, we also have Dravida Veda, the Divya Prabandham, that is Arulichayal in Tamil. So it all comes like a nice garland. We starting from Emberiman, the Mala of Veda, Vedanta, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Itihasa, Puranams, all in Sanskrit. Then we have Arulichayal. That is all Nalari Divya Prabandha VIRAT Circle of our Alvars. And when that becomes needing an explanation, it becomes a Vyakhyanam. Vyakhyanam means we need to remember so many things. So it is compressed into like a zip folder. So that's why Acharya Churnigais comes. So after Alvars, Acharyas have been blessed us with various Acharya Grandams, like Pilalagachar Ashtadasa, 18 Rahasya Grandams, and also the Acharya Hridayam Sri Vasana Bhushanam, Divya Prabandha Vyakhyanangal by Pillai Priyavachan Pillai, Manavala Mamunigal, and also the Nambilla Yield Vyakhyanams of Tiruvayivadi, which is Sri Bhagavad Vishayam. So that it comes like so to explain Tamil Vedas, there are other Sanskrit Churnigas like Stotra Ratnam, Yitiraja Vimsati, Yitiraja Saptati, Desika and Vedanta Acharya, Desika Grandangals. So it comes like a mala and goes back. So we have three streams like Veda Vedangams, Arulichayal Grandams, Ubhaya Vedanta Grandams. So for basic thing we need to know, again, we are all grown up, our next generation, they need to know what is that. So we need to get some basics like, can anyone knows, maybe the Virat Junior or someone, can they say 27 Nakshatra names? Can they say 14, 15 Tithi names? We generally say Yagadasi, Vratam, all those things. We just get a discussion going on in the UK quite often. But we need to get this by heart. It comes like it should become like a second nature. That's what we would like to come in the coming months. We'll have a small programs to engage both young adults and also grown up, whoever is keen to know, understand those things. Similarly, Aruli Chayal, why do we say this Nala Pasuram? What is the Vaibhavam? Why this Tribhidesam important for on what Pasurams, all those things, or what is Swabhadesam, what is the inner meaning, all those things. Then Ubhayavatam bridging these through, like as I said earlier, Acharya Krandams. So these are the things we are hoping. Again, along with the support of all of the Sri Vaishnava Bandhus, especially with Sri Ram Varadarajan Swami, also we have some curriculum kind of thing. It is a emerging, it's a very early stage, germinating stage. Hopefully we will get. So you can see on the other slide, we have few big ones like Sri Uve Mela Tirumalaya Swami, Vanamamalai N.S. Padmanabhan Adiyan Yanacharyan, and also Sarji Totatri Swami of Koil.org, and there are other Swamis, SV Swami will. So we are just giving like a kind of heads up at this moment when with Emberman or Kribai, I think we will be able to make very blissful march towards this objective. Again, we'll pass on to SV Swami for this.
Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Narasimhan Swami had covered quite a lot of streams which we are going to cover in the first few things. Adiyan had actually had the bhagyam of learning quite a lot of Nalayaram Pasarams actually from Balaji Mukundan Swami. Adiyan and Adiyan's wife, and even Atindra has, my son Atindra also learned quite a lot of Pasarams from Balaji Mukundan Swami. Learning is one thing, but understanding the meaning is something different. So once you understand the meaning, you will be able to enjoy the Pasarams even further. So once you start understanding the Grantha, once you start understanding the meanings for everything, you will be able to, like reciprocate. That it is just not like coming in and reading the Pasaram and going away. So you'll be able to enjoy, you'll be able to, involve deeply more. So as soon as Adiyan actually reached a few Ubhaya Vedantis, there are two streams which Adiyan is trying to cover. One thing is about the basics of Sri Vaishnava. So as soon as Adiyan reached Sanjay Swami is actually he's actually a DevOps engineer in Hyderabad. However, he is also a disciple of E.S. Mukundacharya Swami. He is also taking part in the temple as well. And he mentioned that he is actually happy to cover the basics of Sandhya Vandanam. Why do we need to do Sandhya Vandanam? What do you mean by an argyam? Why should you do early in the morning? What if you are going to office? Can we have what are the attire which are required? Let us say if you're going to the school or going to the college, what is it that you can do to do Sandhya Vandanam? If you're not able to do Sandhya Vandanam in the evening, what can you do? So all these actually. So all these will be explained as to what is Sandhya Vandanam, how to do Sandhya Vandanam, and there will be a questionnaire on the end as well. And Sanjay Swami said that he is happy to cover almost 1 year of recordings actually just for Sandhya Vandanam alone actually. So in addition to that, Swami is also happy to cover concept of prapati. Why do we need prapati? As Ember Manar has said, about all Gadyams actually about Sharanagati and prapati. We are happy to, E.S. Mukunda Swami is happy to cover the details of prapati as well. And the next thing is about the Sri Vaishnava Dhanachari. So, for example, we are trying to do Sandhya Vandanam. What next after Sandhya Vandanam? What do you mean by Brahma Yajnam? Who does Brahma Yajnam? Why do we have to do Brahma Yajnam? There are quite a lot of questions which have been asked by the teenagers. We might not be able to answer that. Like if we don't know, we might have to, as Balaji Swami said, we'll just go to Gupta or Google Acharya to search for the answer. Is that a right answer? It might not be. So we have approached quite a lot of Ubhaya Vedantis, names we have listed on the right. They will be conducting a QA session, and which will be done twice a year. They will be explaining the concept of Sri Vaishnava Dhanachari. What is a Sri Vaishnava? What does a Sri Vaishnava has to do early in the morning? Like what are the activities he has to do on a daily basis? In addition to that, we have also going to cover something about Vedanta Desika Padatittam. When Adiyan spoke to E.S. Mukundacharya Swami about VIRAT, He last year he gave Anugrah Bhashanam. In fact, we were blessed to receive quite a lot of Anugrah Bhashanams from quite a lot of acharyas. As soon as Adiyan talked about the motto and our vision, he immediately patched in with 6 other Bhagavatas. He patched in Sanjay Swami and Srinivasa Vardhan Swami, who was actually like Shishya of both Mukundacharya Swami and Vasudeva Swami as well. So he said he is happy to cover the entire Vedanta Desika Padatatam, which means he is going to cover the 28 Granthams or 28 slokams of Vedanta Desika. And we are fortunate to have Prasanna Maga, who is actually well trained and ready. And even Adiyan had learned quite a lot of Desika Stotram from Prasanna Maga. She knows all 28, and with respect to Stotram, she'll be able to explain. However, with the meanings and everything, we are happy to cover that as well. In addition to that, we also have like other Ubay Vedantis like Tirunarayanan Swami and Suresh Swami, who is in US, who is happy to cover about like Paduka Sahasram, Yadavat Budayam, and Desika Prabandham and everything. In addition to that, one more thing what E.S. Mukundacharya Swami is happy to do is to have multiple session for kids and for elders. So it's going to be like a QA session. So we are going to have whatever questions what kids have with respect to anything. It can be Sampradayam, it can be non-Sampradayam, it can be anything. Then E.S. Mukundacharya Swami is happy to help us as well. So these are the things which are which we have listed so far. We request everyone to, as Prasanna Maga said, we will be giving you a questionnaire. So please fill up and let us know if you are interested in any of these. And based upon your response and your commitment, we'll be able to go to the Ubay Vedantis. We can request for the sessions. Adiyan Ramanujacharya. Thank you.
Thank you to the trustees and the core members. Thank you very much. This is the last slide. I think before I kind of introduce this last one, I want to kind of actually point to Adiyan's right here. Madhusudan Swami is here next to us. So he is leading the VIRAT Junior engagement. So please let your kids know. Because we need a safe space for our kids. My kids might not say something to me, but they might be better off telling Madhusudan Swami, right? This is a practical thing. Adiyan was like that in Engage, so it's going to be the same with most of the kids. Not some kids, maybe they are good kids, they might actually share it with parents. But here in the foreign land, wherever there are some issues, I think we need this kind of a safe space the kids can actually discuss amongst themselves, right? So that is why Adiyan wanted to just introduce Madhusudan Swami. Any kids who've got like WhatsApp access blessed by their parents can contact Madhusudan Swami and be in touch with this Swami. So they just want to kind of highlight that. Finally, to kind of summarize this, we have received Embarmanar from India, and Swamis and all have made some great Sathupadi here today. Swami is very happy. It shines like Swami in Melkota in some light, sometimes like Embarmanar from Sribrumuthu. That kind of Tejas is like glowing today. So two things want to kind of call as a finishing thing. How do we have this thought circle where we amplify our Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam within UK and Europe? And then the second thing which I was sort of talking about earlier at the introduction, that our Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam is a unique Sampradayam that is applicable in the modern era as well. This is the most interesting thing, where people will go to ChatGPT, they will be asking a lot of questions. But when all these kind of different discussions are coming, Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam will definitely shine as a beacon of equity, equality, and clarity. And for that, we all have to be preparing ourselves for that. And so that's where the thought circle will help us, as well as our kids, to kind of be that beacon of clarity. But part of that is the Charma Kaingiryangal, which is very hard in UK. Doing the Charma Kaingiryangal is very difficult. It gives a closure for the life. This thought was seeded by my mother, but I don't know how to express this. Last year, just after the VIRAT event, Adiyan lost one of my very close friends. And then Adiyan and my Tayar, my wife, both of us, we did we went and we helped that family through that. But it was a very heart shaking truth, even though we were actually following this. When it happened to somebody very close to me, in fact, just after 10 days after Virat event, it shook me even further, because Sampradaya rituals to one side, it is actually a closure to one's life. Their kids, one of them was in A levels, other one was in GCSE or year 9 or something like that. How do that both boys actually see through that closure and go carry on? So this is more than the rituals, and we don't have that facility here. When other sampradaya, I don't want to say sampradaya, when other religious people, when we are discussing with Hindu Council, we are discussing with many people. The thing is, other religious people, they have got one text which says you have to do these things in 8 hours, 24 hours. Ours also has it. Our Bodhana Grantham also has it. Adiyan belongs to Jaini Sutra, it also has it. But the only challenge is with Hinduism, we have so many other, so we have multiple texts, we have multiple authorities. But Chinnachiyar Swami has given his grace that he is happy to help from India through the High Commission of India here, right? But only when we come together and make this, we will be taking leverage through the law. Last year there was a law that kind of talked about ashes and cremation and all that. Adiyan did a petition through Virat and also requested many Sanatana Dharma communities to actually write and put a thing, even though it was mainly coming from a Christian vision. Adiyan said this is the best opportunity. Adiyan never expected that opportunity would come. So we submitted a petition according to Sanatana Dharma, how we should be treated. Even though the law came for a different community, that was a perfect time. So this is what Adiyan is just seeing the immense glory and the action of Vemrumanar through all of us is, he is creating the one step we take, he is creating 10 other steps for us, right? And this is an important karma. This Vishnu Padam is an important karma. Adiyan's Tirutayar and Tiruthapanar are doing wonderful Kainkaryam in Sri Vaikuntham. But when Adiyan finished the kind of partaking in their Kainkaryas, it was a complete closure for me. So from personal experience, as well as their own thoughts to me, Adiyan is kindly, because this is an auspicious occasion where we are celebrating the 1008th Trinakshatra Mahotsavam. But this is also this is where we celebrate life. The Srichurna Paripalanam at the end of that life is very important for our Sri Vaishnavas. Today we saw Athurai, Periyanambi, he was almost in his last stages. Athurai and Kuratarwan, they both said, we will go back to Srirangam. He said, no. Adiyan would like to be near Madurai. Then people will have a misunderstanding that if you have to get to the last stage, if you have to go to Srirangam, right? We are all here. We do not know what future looks like. But Adiyan would take this auspicious occasion to say, how do we celebrate these things? Because that Sri Churna Paripalanam is such a big thing in our Sampradaya. Not, this is something that Adiyan would like to talk to people who are interested in offline. But this is such a celebratory moment for somebody's closure and taking them to Sri Vaikuntham. So our kids going through those three stages of life also have to see of this grand ceremony. So that is why Vishnu Padam is very important for us to do that. And so this is because the Jet UK is also doing great Kainkaryam. And so that's why Adiyan is trying to be very clear that there are other aspects that definitely the team is focusing on. But this important aspect is very important for our Sampradaya. So all of us, Adiyan, would like to kind of call for action to say, think about this. How can we create a spiritual hub for our next generation who can celebrate life, who can move on to the next stages of life in those three stages? And how do we balance our Sampradaya is again another big thing Adiyan cherishes about our Sampradaya is the balance between the spiritual and the societal needs. Because without societal needs, Asyadarkallam VarumEndre Namudevar, he opened the floodgates for everybody, right? And because of that, in the modern day, we are able to actually follow, and in the modern day, we can genuinely, clearly articulate and follow this Sampradaya. So Adiyan wants to make sure that, or with support of all of you, Adiyan, pleads to all the Sri Vaishnava gathering here all of your Tirudi Tamaragal to kind of give a thought about this and see how all of you can support. And that is one of the ways is taking Embramanas Tirudi to all of your house, and we will support that. Hopefully those kind of events will bring more celebrations to your house, more opportunities for your kids. And with that, I'm just looking at the team if they want to share any final thoughts, any questions. There is a short Seva column here today. We were supposed to start the Seva column at 6, but we are already a bit late. Again, with the balance of our Sampradayam, again, request the Goshti Adhyavakas to slightly accelerate the process so that we can all have Tadyaradhanam earlier. So kindly bear with us for another probably 20-30 minutes. We will do that in a balanced way. Finish our Kaingaryams to Perumal, Tayar and Embramanar, Alvaracharyans, and then we can all have Tadyaradhane. Thank you for listening to all of us. And in spite of a long weekend, you are all spending this, which is the right start for the occasion. Thank you again for coming and joining us. Swami Ramanujacharya.
ஆரம்பிச்சிருவோமா?